Roof, roof. It is definitely a dog-eat-dog world out there. This is T. Allen Stringer. This is QBP, Questionable Business Practices. I've had my share as well as you, I'm sure. As a business owner, as a pastor, I have found so many questionable practices, and I want to share them with you so you'll be the wiser. So in episode number 2, I made mention of the code upgrade, the electrical. If you recall, that was the sticking point. Of course, we have filed a complaint with the Connecticut Insurance Department. It was on December the 31st, 2021. We filed that complaint. Took some time to get some response from the office. But finally, I've got an official response dated June 17th of 2022. So now what the insurance company is saying is that they gave us the $57,000 by mistake. It was a bad accounting error. And when they realized it, they just decided to let us keep it because it didn't affect the overall payments, because the policy held for $25,000 code upgrade. And they gave us $57,000, but because I guess the claim exceeded that, they just kind of said apples for apple. Now, I'm just hearing that this year, after a 4-year claim, once I press the end. Well, the CID, on the other hand, is saying, okay, we're going to cite them for that they should not reclassify things. It shouldn't be done that way. But it goes deeper than that, but I'll deal with that at a later time. But I want to ask you this question. So why is it that the Nationwide Harleysville Insurance Company didn't tell me that they had done this? It's quite obvious when you look at these documents. So I'm going to put before you 3 documents. One that talks about the $25,000 code upgrade, which deals with the increased cost aspect of our policy, and then the statements regarding the code upgrade itself and what was owed us in the estimate. And then this other little caveat in what's called an exactimate. And that is a document used by insurance companies to calculate estimates and bids and etc. So I finally received one from one of the adjusters. He had sent a copy of the exactimate to our contractor per my approval because they wanted to see what it would cost to finish out the project. And I guess they were trying to determine what costs had been incurred and what was on the docket to be paid. So I approved that. He mistakenly sent me what is called an ESX file, and I sat on it because I couldn't open it. Literally, I got it in March, I think of March of 20, I believe it was. Yeah, March of 20, I received this. That's 2020. And then in December, ironically so, on the 13th of 2021, which was actually my father's birthday, I decided to take out a subscription with an online exactimate party to try to open this document. And I opened it. And as I opened it, I began to look through the document to see what was in it, because I had never seen one before like that. Because they sent me the PDF. So I didn't bother to try earlier because I had something I thought was it. But there was a gnawing feeling that said, you need to look at this document. So I took out that subscription. It cost $200 for a month. As I hit the send button, I cringed giving the church's money out like that, but I knew we needed to look at it. So on Dad's birthday, there at the temple, I opened it up. And as I was going through the document, I found this little area that I clicked on. And what it was the, how would you say it? It was the beginning of the document. I don't have the right words for that, but it was the beginning of the document in which it shares all of the various limits and the coverages and what's to be expected. And then below that would be what they would send me, which would be the estimates. Now, prior to this, I've never seen that heading. I had never seen that heading before. It was just simply the document. And I noticed in the Exactimate software, you can filter it out so it doesn't print out. So as I clicked on this little button, it opened up. And there, to my surprise, were all the limits of my policy in code. And as I went through the lines, on my policy is $6,001 of total payout. And then below it had I believe it was the payments for the content, somewhere around $590-something thousand. You'll see it in the document. And then it had the code upgrade. And it was $6,001. I said, wait a minute. He said it was only $25,000. So I looked further, and down below that was a second classification of code. Increased cost of $25,000. Now you will note that to the right of those categories was how much was deducted. You saw the amount taken out from the overall policy, and then below that was, as I stated, the total of a code upgrade if the policy was exhausted, which was $6,001, and you saw the amounts that were taken out or considered to be taken out, $57,000. And then next to that was, or below that was the increased cost, which was the $25,000 that they claimed that I had exceeded. There was nothing deducted from it. Nothing. So I sent a copy to Nationwide, basically saying, explain. I got a response back. Let's do a teleconference. December 2021, after you have denied me and tried to give me what I call payoff money to release the claim in this area, I discover a question. QBP, questionable business practice.